You know, I hear a lot of clients say there's just not enough hours in the day. My calendar is so jammed and I am just so busy. I don't know which way straight. I get it. You're stuck, you're overwhelmed, you're tired, you're exhausted, and you feel like you've been running on a hamster wheel over and over and over again, only to have either the same results or not getting the traction that you want. And I've been in your shoes. I know what it's like to feel burnt out. I know what it's like to be in that next phase past burnout, which is the fumes, and even be in that really dark, deep space of the black abyss where you feel like you've lost hope, or you feel like you're just so stuck that you just wake up, wash, rinse, repeat, and there's no joy and there's no fulfillment in your life. And for those of you that don't know, my story, especially in my corporate career, I was working, 80, 100 hours a week, and it got to a point where my health was actually being compromised as a result. I ended up with a debilitating pain in my chest due to the stress and anxiety that I was carrying in my body. And, after telling myself repeatedly, I don't have time to go to the doctor, when it had nearly doubled me over, I finally decided that I needed to prioritize and go see the doctor. And so when I went to the doctor, of course, before I went to the doctor, I decided to do what any smart, intelligent person would do, which is go out to webmd.com and actually self-diagnose, which of course does nothing for your level of stress and anxiety, because no matter what you put in to that kind of the symptoms search engine, it is inevitable that you are dying, you are having a heart attack, or that you are now afflicted with cancer. And so it's always the worst case scenario. And so I went in thinking, I'm dying, I'm having a heart attack. And the reality of it was that the world came crashing down on me. As I was preparing to talk to my doctor to find out why I was having this incredible pain where I couldn't breathe in my chest, I had like this battery or this litany of questions that came crashing down on me. And the first one was, Candy, when's the last time you slept? And it wasn't, when did you pass out from exhaustion? When did you just, fall asleep at the computer? When did you go out and drink yourself into kind of that sleep? Because it was the coping mechanism to take the edge off. But when have you really purposely had a good, deep, quality night's sleep? And what was interesting was I couldn't think of anything in the last 3 weeks where I had allowed myself ample rest, where I gave myself space to recharge, where I did anything that was filling my soul and for me. And then it started the rest of the world coming crashing down on me, which was, oh my God, all of the coping strategies and the ways that I took an edge off, whether it was emotional binge eating, whether it was working out excessively at the gym, whether it was taking fat burners because I was so upset that my weight kept yo-yoing in this space, whether it was going out shopping and not knowing what I bought, whether it was going out and putting down way more drinks than I should be putting down for a 5'2" female, or for any individual for that matter. And everything was just this way of taking the edge off. I was so numb in my life. I was so in this black abyss of, I'm just going to work hard. I'm going to play hard. And what happens is when we work hard and we play hard, we forget to take our foot off the accelerator and allow for ease and grace. And one of the most liberating moments of my life was this rock bottom moment where I thought I was having a heart attack, which it turns out after a battery of tests, I had created and manifested a physical mass in my chest, physiologically manifested a mass due to the stress in my body that had tripped a sliding hernia. And it was a huge wake-up call for me. This was about 10 years ago. And it was a wake-up call for me to reclaim my power and reclaim how I go about living my day. And so what happened was I put together a way to restructure my calendar. I started to create boundaries and non-negotiables about who I was and what was okay for me and what was not. And it started with creating a routine, morning and evening routine, which I call the bookends, which are critical. The way you start your morning is everything in terms of you having any opportunity to execute your day in a way that lets you play at your highest and best level and brings joy and fulfillment and success and ease and grace and space. It's amazing to me because I used to believe that there's no space for me. There's not enough hours in the day. And it wasn't until I started to deliberately put it into practice to make me a priority that I realized the more space I gave me, the more I actually got done. And the more space I created, that was white space and free space. And, I get a lot of people that'll challenge me sometimes and say, yeah, Candy, that's nice. I can't do that. I've got kids. I've got this. I'm like, I've built a successful business around my dog and on my terms, and I've never had more white space in my life. And so I'm inviting you to rethink how you're approaching your day. I'm inviting you to pull the curtain back and to really be honest with yourself, to say, is what I'm doing giving me the life that I desire most? Is it making me feel fulfilled? Am I really being successful, or am I just checking the boxes of the to-dos and busy for the sake of being busy? Am I stuck? Am I burnt out? Am I exhausted? If any of those things you're saying yes to, then this is an opportunity for you to shift that. And instead of saying yes to all that, say yes to yourself in a powerful and deliberate way that says, I am worth managing my calendar. Because if you're one of those people that sits there, like so many of my clients, that say, my calendar is running my life, I want you to realize how ridiculous that sounds. If your calendar is running your life, you've got it inside out and upside down, because your calendar is a tool, a resource, an app to help you manage your focus, not your time. Managing your time says, I'm watching the clock. Managing your focus says, I'm watching my impact. It's time for you to manage your impact. It's time for you to start accessing the things that you want and desire most. And it's time for you to feel fulfilled and engaged and energized and vibrant and present in that space. And the only way you're going to do that is to completely blow up your existing calendar and create a system that's really going to help you do that. And so I have created the Yes Ideal Calendar System. This has been a system that I have only shared with my top clients in my mastermind groups. And I now want to share that with you. I want to give you access on a tool, on a resource, on a system that gives you everything you need to build an ideal calendar so that you can reclaim your life back, so that you can live life on your terms, and so that you can access all of what you desire. You can travel more, you can create more white space, you can play, and you actually have time to think and daydream and just be still and be able to savor every moment of what life has to offer you. And so I invite you to check out the system. I am offering this for a very ridiculous price right now because I want to give you these tools. I know how powerful they are, and I want to make sure that I can put them in your hands and give you these resources. So I'm inviting you to join me. I'm inviting you to take this system and implement it in a way that's going to change your life significantly. And so this is Candy. Just know that I'm always looking for ways to serve you better. And this is one of those tools, this system, this resource that I want to share with you now. So click below, access your toolkit, and I will see you in the community. Thanks.